Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk all about your Pinterest tag, how to install it, and why you want to install it. So your Pinterest tag is just like your Facebook pixel, if you're familiar with that. And what it does is it tracks a user's action on your website and reports it back to Pinterest. So there's two different reasons we really want to use this. When you install your Pinterest tag, it starts collecting visitor data right away. And that allows you to create a custom audience of your website visitors. And later in the course, we talk about how to set up custom audiences so that you can promote your pins to a warm audience. So the other reason we want to install the Pinterest tag is because it reports back data on our promoted pin campaigns. And this is how we're going to know if a user takes a specific action, such as signing up for our email list or purchasing something from us, and we'll know if it came from our promoted pin campaign. So right now, what you're looking at is ads, and then you're going to go to conversion tracking. From here, I already have my code set up, but if you haven't set up your Pinterest tag yet, what you're going to do is select create new Pinterest tag. And then I would select generate Pinterest tag. But since I've already done that, what I'm going to show you is after you set up your new tag, and it's going to ask you to name it. Mine's named website code. You can see that it's hyperlinked, and you can actually click inside of it. And there's three things that you can do. So this is where you name it. I name mine website code. What we're worried about right now, what I need you to do right away before you even set up a promoted pin is get the base code installed. So that's step number one. You click this little caret. And I'm just going to read real quick what it says, just so we're real clear on why we're installing this. So Pinterest says, add the base code to any page where you want to track conversions. If you want to use retargeting, add this code to every page of your site to create audiences to retarget later, which is what I just mentioned why we want to install it. We want to be able to retarget audiences through setting up custom audiences of website visitors. And then we also want to be able to track conversions from our promoted pins. So Pinterest goes on to say, be sure to put the base code between the header tags in your HTML. It should only appear once on a single page and before the subsequent event code. So we're going to break that down in a minute. We don't need to worry about enhanced match right now because that is actually built into the new Pinterest tags. They've changed it a little bit. There used to be a different base code. Now they've changed the code for this enhanced match. Basically, it goes on to say that enhanced match improves visibility into your conversion data, and it passes back email data on a conversion, and it lets Pinterest better attribute it to an event on Pinterest. So it's a way to better track your conversions. They've enhanced the code. That's what they're saying. So once you're here, you would copy code, and I'm going to show you where you'd install this on WordPress and lead pages in this video, but I also have examples later on in the course of how to install it on various different platforms. The number one thing that you need to know about the base code is that you're installing it on every single page of your website or any landing page you have. You want it on every page that a visitor could possibly land on so that you can go ahead and retarget people who land on those pages. So I'm going to take you on over to my WordPress, and I use Genesis. So to get to my header tag, I go to Genesis theme settings and scroll down to the bottom, and this is the header script. So this code will output immediately before the closing of the header tag, and I pasted this right below my Facebook pixel. I have my Google Analytics code here, so I just go ahead and paste it in there and hit Save Changes. Now, I also use lead pages. So if you use lead pages, where you would put this is over here. You would go down to page tracking and go on over to analytics, paste your Pinterest tag, and hit save. The next thing after you install this on your website would be to set up event codes. And I have a whole lesson that goes through exactly how to set up your event code, why you use event codes, and where to put them. But I'm just going to read real quick what Pinterest says just so we can clarify the differences. So install the event code. Only add this code to pages where you want to track conversions. the base code must run before the event code. And that is truly the key here, is that when we get to the point that you're going to be installing your event codes, you need to make sure that the code for your event code goes below the base code. It has to run after the base code. And I talk about this in length in a later lesson, explaining exactly where you need to put it in various different platforms so that it runs properly. So it says, for example, a page visit happens when your site loads a page. In this case, you should add the base code and page visit event code between the header tags on the pages where you want to track page visits. Now, I don't suggest actually worrying about that, because by the nature of the base code, you're always tracking a page visit. Every time someone lands on a page, you're tracking a visit. So there's not really any reason to use a page visit event code. What I show you how to do is how to track signups to your email list and how to track checkouts from any purchase that gets made through your website. And the key to this is that your event code has to go on the page where the action has been completed. So it goes on to say, on the other hand, if an event is triggered when someone takes a specific action, like clicks a button or a form submission, i.e. gives you their email address, you should make sure the event code is placed on that it only runs as the result of the action. So in this case, it'd be your thank you page. And I also talk later in the course about different caveats, such as what if you don't have a custom thank you page that you can direct checkout conversions to. So there's a lot of different caveats with this, but what I want you to just know is that when you're setting up your website to get prepared to run promoted pins, what you need to do immediately is make sure that your base code is installed on every single page of your website. And then we'll talk about the event codes later. And then the last thing I want you to do is install, if you're using Chrome, which I do suggest you use Chrome, is install the Pinterest tag helper, because this is going to verify for you that your tags are accurately installed. And it's just peace of mind. Now, I will say that I have students right now that their Chrome extension for some reason doesn't show them that their pixel or that their Pinterest tag is installed. But yet when I check it using mine, I can see that their base code is firing on their website. So if you believe that you installed this correctly, you can, and it's not showing you that it did, what I suggest is just ping me in our group, in our Facebook group, and I will check on mine just to see. But let me show you what it should look like. So if I go to my site now, because like I said, my Pinterest tag is running on every page of my website. So if I go to my website, I've already installed the extension, the Chrome extension. And I'm just going to give it a second to load. And then if I click this, you're going to see it detected one tag and it fired one event. So it's the base code page load. That's exactly what I wanted it to happen. Now I'm going to give you a quick example of what happens when I install an event code. So this is a thank you page after someone signs up for a webinar. And so on this page, I have installed the sign up event code, which I will show you how to do later. But if I click here, you're going to see that it has fired both the base code and the sign up event code, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So that's the first thing you're going to do in terms of installing code on your website to get all set up to retarget on Pinterest, as well as later on track your conversions.